Okay. Okay. Hey guys, thanks again for the help yesterday. Oh, get a load of this. I had a dream about that old lady last night, and she was the one chasing me. Oh, the smuggler lady on the train. That's right. I feel like I didn't sleep a wink. I hope it's not contagious. She's the last person I want to see in my sleep. Dude, it would be better to forget about her. We'll never see her again, hopefully. Heard Raymond did a bang-up job yesterday, even if it was because he had your help. Still chasing that counterfeit dealer right into a group of straggling terrorists from the conference? Almost too crazy to believe. It is kind of crazy and ridiculous. One of the more crazy and ridiculous quests we've ever done. I mean, everything related to that old lady is crazy and ridiculous. Let's be real. Hedgehog and Reigns have the same hair, so I keep thinking they're the other. Well, I keep thinking it's Reigns. Even though I saw Reigns at the fucking news service. Not that I'm like against swearing, but I have noticed in particular lately that like my like, aside from saying like, my like is fucking, like I just say it. And I feel like I say it in order to fill space because I can't remember the specific word fast enough. Like I couldn't remember news service within less than a second. So I say fucking to give me that like quarter of a second to remember it and then say it. And like I do that a lot. And I wish I was more eloquent. I wish I had like I was better at speaking. I often find myself unable to find the right words unless I like take time, like just now, to just like to be silent and ponder what I'm gonna say first and then say it. But I don't want to take like huge breaks in my speech. Like I feel like I don't know. I am impressed by people that can just say what they want to say without having to take huge like breaks. Like I also should just stop saying okay. Because one of the things, if you do listen to people that are like, now I'm thinking about it too much, and every time I say like, but people who are like really well spoken, I don't have a card. One of the things they say in order to like speak in a more eloquent fashion like they do is to get rid of filler words. Those fillers are, you know, like fucking like ums and ahs, and just like making noises. They say it's better to just be silent for a second, like I was there. That one doesn't count because that was not a filler word. That was just part of the sentence. And it's better just to do it that way and not have those filler words. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes to avoid. Like you have to consciously like train yourself to stop. Just said it there. I think it was really frustrating at first because if you've been doing it your whole life, it just kind of comes out. but if you can train yourself to get rid of filler words, there's this whole thing about you being perceived better because I think in general you just sound more confident if you don't have any filler words because you don't have any filler words. Like everything you said was like a part of the statement you were making, and yeah. The ultimate filler. Silence, then yeah. So anyway, hello there, SSS. We appreciate your visiting. However, I regret to inform you that we're in the middle of a dress rehearsal for our revival production. That makes sense. The show is only a couple days away. Man, I'd love a sneak peek right now, but that probably wouldn't be cool of us. Correct. We should leave before we become too much of a distraction. Sorry to bother you, sir. That's fine. That's one less place I have to go. Talk to people. I think that's what I want to do. I want to get rid of my filler words. To the best of my ability, at least. And it's ultimately like a perception thing. I find that if I'm ever... I want to sound like how I sound when I'm teaching something to somebody. Which just doesn't happen very often, but when I do, I generally only attempt to teach something when I'm very confident I know I can. I know the thing I'm teaching inside out. So that I can explain it. And when I explain it, I'm explaining it so clearly and eloquently, like I want to be able to... Maybe I should just point it out to myself, like just be on high alert. Just be on high alert and just like... I don't know if it's best to give myself shit about it all the time. I think it can be very frustrating. I think anyone that has ever attempted, anyone that ever attempts at first, and they always say when you first start doing it, it's easy to get frustrated because it just kind of comes out and it takes a while to unlearn that habit. But I want to unlearn that habit, for real. But the other thing I also I feel like God, it's like I'm spending so much effort trying to avoid saying like that. Now I'm just saying it more and more. I feel like I have too many pauses in my speech as is. In my head, it doesn't sound like a very long time, but I occasionally listen to my own, or at least I'll listen to parts of my own VOD just to make sure the audio is still fine. Occasionally it's not. That's when I discover it. I have not gotten these two. That cost 10,000 of actual Mira. I don't really want to gamble for them, especially since they're not essential. If it was another fishing rod, I'd probably do it. But for room decorations, I can get those at any time before the end of the game, realistically. But I do feel like I have too many delays. And I feel like the delays are way too long. Because when it's actually coming out of me, it doesn't sound like I have a huge delay mid-sentence. But then when I listen if the part of the VOD I'm listening to has one of those breaks, I'm sitting there like, holy shit, I did not speak for 6 seconds. And in my head, it's only 1 or 2. But then when I listen to it back, I'm like, holy crap, I'm spending a long time searching for that next word. And I don't want to be like that either. Now I don't know what to say next. think in between sentences it's fine, but if it's mid, I want to get rid of a mid-sentence, I guess. Which is why, like, I just wish I was more eloquent. I also hate my memory. My memory has always sucked. I don't know if there's a way to actually make it better. I mean, maybe there is. Haley was on that train too? What was he saying? An interesting rumor came through my door today. Supposedly some Calvardian terrorists that evaded capture were arrested in Altair. Word in the underworld is that Hayway was tracking them as well. I didn't notice them, but it doesn't surprise me that they were hunting those terrorists down. And the after effects of that quest are really all over the place. Everyone knows about it. I guess people would see us on the roof of a train fighting. That tends to turn heads and people want to talk about it. I wonder if we're ever going to go in that building again. That was a rather large and extensive dungeon area. Melda's using a communication device installed beneath the counter. Damn that man. The old fossil isn't picking up at all. What are you doing, Imelda? Oh, it's you kids. I was merely trying to contact Georg to ask him about my new doll. I haven't been able to get through to him all day, you see. I'm sure he's there, but if he's in the middle of work, he won't be answering for a while. Georg? Your new doll? Do you mean Meister Georg Rosenberg? Are the two of you acquainted, Imelda? Why, yes, I'm the sales agent for his dolls, as a matter of fact. Problem is, he's an eccentric old loner. No flexibility and huffy at the drop of a hat. Imelda's the last person I'd have expected the Meister to associate with. Seems like as good a chance to ask as any to ask her about his studio. But what are you kids doing here? Do you need something? If it's an antique you want, you know I'm always ready to make a sale. Not quite. We wanted to ask you a few quick questions. And why exactly are you kids snooping around that place, we were just curious, that's all. Really now? Well, alright. But it's not as though I know very much about Georg myself. After all, he's a reclusive hermit who whittles his days away tinkering with dolls. Hardly the talkative sort. I may be that fogey's middleman, but that doesn't mean I'm writing a biography on him. That wasn't as helpful as we were hoping. As long as I can make a profit from his dolls, I couldn't care less. That old coot's private life is hardly any business of mine. I don't know what this laugh is supposed to sound like. I feel like I had a good voice for her in the past, and I've completely forgotten what I did. So much for them being pals. He's just a cash cow to her. Perhaps the professional nature of their relationship is the very reason they're still on good terms. Sounds like our only choice is to visit the man himself. Yeah, you're right. Let's go, guys. I'm the only person that old fogey does business with, and even I don't know much about him. After all, he's a reclusive hermit. I don't know why this was open earlier and it's not open anymore. Very odd detail. Let's do the Mishy quest now. I haven't quite finished the city, but let's do the Mishy quest. Even though I'm super curious if I go to the bakery, am I gonna get a new food item? I find Ellie's favorite. Calling all passengers to Michelin, the ship will be departing shortly. Please board at your earliest convenience. One of our support requests came from the theme park, didn't it? You're right, it involved helping Mishy in some way or another. Wonder what they need us to do. Does it truly matter? Mishy needs our assistance. We have no time to lose. Well, I think we all know TLoH's stance on this. Something tells me this is going to be one to remember. We shouldn't head to Michelin unless we're absolutely ready to handle that request. So we get going. I'm going to save first. Also, I can do some fishing before we go. It might be something new with my Viking rod. I don't know if the fishing book tells me if a certain fish can be used as bait or not. I know one of them was snow crabs. Okay. I mean, this is supposed to be for the biggest of fish. There's definitely a few more that could be used as bait, but I'm out of them. That's a lot of sepith. I thought that might be a first-time bonus, but nope. I guess I can find out in here if I've caught anything. Cassigan, that was another one. Snow crab cassigan, or casagan. Carp. I want to say there's going to be one more, or there is one more, but I'll have to catch a few of those. I can use the Viking rod. Get a few new fish. I want to go swimming. Alright, I have to talk to the board. Go to the theme park. Oh, what a pickle. This is liable to throw off the entire morning's schedule. Do we have to be Mishy for a bit? Excuse us, we're the CPD Special Support Section. Would you happen to be Hanks? We're here for the request you submitted. That's right, so you're the SSS? Let's see, Yes, I think you'll be a perfect fit. No sizing adjustments necessary. Wait, sizing adjustments? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Would you mind explaining your request? How careless of me, my apologies. I'm sure you're all familiar with our park's mascot, Mishy, yes? No breathing soul could know more. TLoH here has a bit of an obsession. But yeah, we know him. Hard to live in Crossball too long without seeing that fluff ball around. Does Mishy have something to do with your request? It just so happens he does. The thing is, we received some bad news this morning. The actor who's portrayed Mishy since the park opened, well, he told us he wasn't going to make it. Make it? Wait, you don't mean... Oh, goodness, no, nothing that dire. Just a sudden case of upset stomach. Plan is for him to get some medicine at St. Ursula and return to work as soon as he's able. If all goes well, he'll be back in action as early as this afternoon. Still, that leaves the problem of the morning performance. That's where you come in. I need someone to don the fur and be Mishy's stand-in for a few hours. Mishy's stand-in? Yeah, that sounds pretty fun. Alright, where do I get Yeah, I don't think so. You're far too tall to fit into the costume. On the other hand, I think your pal here with the overly serious expression would be perfect. Me? Oh, come on. I was gonna use that kitty suit as a free pass to pick up chicks. Damn you, Lloyd. How is that my fault? Probably for the best. Otherwise, Randy would have given a catfishing a whole new meaning. Heyo. So back to the matter at hand. Do you think you can do it? Well, we didn't come all this way for nothing. We'll take the job. I owe you one. Now then, if there's nothing more to cover, that's... You gonna have an aneurysm? T, was something wrong? You've been very quiet these past few minutes. Costume? Actor? Upset stomach? Medicine? What's gotten into her? Pulling back the curtain might have been more than she could handle. Be very careful with the next words you say. Do what I can. Hey, T.O.? No need to mind me. Mishy needs us. I'll make sure to contribute as actively as I can. That's the spirit TLoH taught. I don't know if I like the way she phrased that. Is she really okay? Everything settled? Good. Now if you will just follow me to the locker room. Sure, lead the way. Well, how do I look? Adorable, actually. Yeah, it really screams you. In what way? It's a full bodysuit, Noelle. So you comfortable in there? Looks like it could get pretty toasty. I'm sure it will. It's not the most breathable outfit I've ever worn, to say the least. Luckily, the height is right. It feels a bit loose, though, so it's a little weird to move in. Don't sweat the small stuff. You're gonna be doing enough sweating in the costume as is. Oh, man, is it gonna be worth it? Mishy fangirls fawning over you, putting your arms around them with no hang-ups. I have plenty of hang-ups with that, for your information. Though speaking of fangirls, where did Teal run off to? Now that you mention it, I saw her catch the staff member's attention before walking away with him. Ta-da! Wishy Michette. What the? Is that you, Tio? Tio? My name is Michette. Don't tell me my own older brother's forgotten my face. You've got to be kidding me. My goodness, you look so cute, Tio. I'm hunching. Isn't this character the one who likes to play hide and seek? Yes, I am Mishy's little sister, Michette. She's a selfless girl who is always looking out for her clumsy oaf of an older brother with judgmental eyes. Judgmental? Right, yeah. We met her the last time we came to the theme park. She came up to me asking if she could help by playing the part of Michette. Technically, the regular Michette's shift doesn't start until later, so I thought, what the hey. So that's where she went. Wait, by help out do you mean? Yes, my intention is to supervise Lloyd's Mishy routine. Rest assured his shins will rue every blunder he makes. Ah, the brutal barbs of tough love. What an adoring little sister you have, Mishy. Just wish my shins got a say in it. Wait, shouldn't you be the one giving me acting directions? Sorry, but we won't have a chance. It's almost time for Mishy to start touring his way around the park. Listen, just ask yourself, what would Mishy do, and go from there. I'm sure it'll work out, probably. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Remember that at the end of your morning tour, you're scheduled to do the Mishy dance in the main plaza. That one I did prepare a manual for. Skim it and remember what you can. Dance with passion and pizzazz. Don't forget to close the show and Mishy's signature catchphrase. Let's dance and make a Wishy with Mishy. Okay, that's easy because it rhymes. I'm assuming I have to remember the catchphrase. Well, that's helpful. The catchphrase I get, but this passion and pizzazz part is a little vague. To tell you the truth, we generally leave Mishy's characterization with the patrons up to the actor. For the entire history of this park, we've never even needed a written manual. Till today, that is. So if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. Don't let it get you down too much. On the contrary, as the one supervising, I will not tolerate even a single error. Getting conflicting signals here. Oops, it's showtime. Let's wrap this up so you can get out there. Alright, the rest of us will pass the time patrolling the park then. Break a leg, you two. Time has come to prove yourself, Lloyd. Yeah, no pressure. I don't know how I'm gonna pull this one off. I guess I'll just have to channel my inner Mishy. It's also the catchphrase, let's dance and make a Wishy with Mishy. Better not forget it. Alright, get out there and make those kids' wishies come true. Counting on you, Mishy. You too, Michette. What other choices am I gonna have to make? Well, here goes nothing. Just hope this all works out. I need to fix my posture as well. My posture sucks lately. And in general, I guess. Look sharp, here comes our first patron. Why is she hiding? I guess Mishy likes to hide. Wow, it's Mishy! Mom, Dad, look, he's really here! Well, so he is. How about that? Settle down, sweetie. You won't want to tire yourself out before we get to the attractions. Yee, Mishy, 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 Mishy! Let me think. How would Mishy normally respond in a situation like this? I think he would say, have a Mihi magical time. Like, I don't know if he upsells a lot. I'm gonna say this. Have a Mihi magical time! I will, thanks, Mishy. Come on, Mom, come on, Dad, let's hurry and go in. Alright, alright. No need to rush. We have an entire day of fun ahead of us. Am I getting kicked in the shins? Did I do okay? Very much so, Lloyd. Your Mihi was particularly inspired. Thanks, so I can't say it's easy to say without getting embarrassed. Mihi? You get used to it. Oh, Tia, but you're a pro already. Surprisingly cute coming from her. Keep up the good work. Hey, Noelle, Wazzy. All of it is in the special support section's dynamic sibling duo. Thank goodness you're here, Lloyd. I have an urgent progress report to make. Every time I take my eyes off Wazzy, he runs off to get on the rides. Don't be such a cop. It's not like I'm going to burn the park down. We're still making our rounds, aren't we? What's the harm in having a little bit of fun along the way? Wazzy, we are the cops, not to mention on duty. Speaking of duty, you have a pair of children approaching on your 9. It's Mishy! Misha's here too! My hide-and-seek skills need refining. Super kick! Oh yeah, that's a thing. Wait, no! Hold on a sec, you can't just assault Mishy. Why would you even do that? What, did nobody ever tell you? Kicking Mishy brings you good luck. Everyone knows it's stored in his butt. Well, you gotta boot it all out. What is stored in his butt? What genius thought this up anyway? Hey, do you think it works the same with Misha too? I need to do something. How would Mishy deal with this? Tickle, obviously. Mishy has a way of defending himself from kicks. It's this! Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Wow, it's Mishy's famous Mishy Gitchy Goo attack. Run away! Huh, that'll show them. Didn't realize playing Kick the mascot was going to be a part of this job too. Well, you should have. That's been one of the park's recent fads. Well, them's the breaks. For the record, I did try to help. Did I handle that okay, though? I was just making it up as I went along. It was fine. What you did was far more preferable than losing your temper with them. Mishy is a kind and gentle being. Driving children away by force would have been unacceptable. Your judgment served you well, Lloyd. Thanks, I try. Just glad they didn't end up kicking Tio too. Thanks to Lloyd's dashing rescue, of course. Perhaps we should add Sister Complex to his rapidly expanding list of proclivities. Mishy and Misha are the siblings here, not us. Incidentally, my research indicated that Mishy's posterior is resistant to strikes and impacts. It hurt less than you expected, no? Hey, yeah, you're right. Must have put extra padding in the costume. No wonder it's so much thicker down there. Ah, look at the time. We should make our way to the next area, Lloyd. Remember to keep in mind how tight our morning schedule is. Right, I won't. See you later, guys. Knock him dead, Lloyd. You too, Tio. Alright, back to sneaking on rides for me. I'm trying to have this like halfway thing where like Tio would want to speak in a Misha kind of voice and be like higher pitched. Oh, hey guys. Nice hustle out there, superstar. You two look like you've had a hard day of work. How would you say it's been going so far? It's a little harder than I imagined. This costume gets toasty like you wouldn't believe. I feel like it looks like I'm constantly hunched over and I don't know how to sit that like... I feel like I'm sitting up straight, but Need I remind you, Lloyd, this is not a pleasant stroll we're taking around the park right now. You have to act as friendly as possible while simultaneously making the park guests feel like you just haven't seen you. Alright, I'll try my best. There's no room for error with Tio once Mishy comes into the picture, is there? Do what you can to keep up, Lloyd, or else Tio Todd's gonna have you strung up to dry in front of the horror coaster. Look, it's Mishy! Hey, you're right. Lucky us running into him 2 steps off the Ferris wheel. Oh, he's so cute. We just have to get a photo with him. Sure thing, let's do it. Excuse me, do you think you could take a picture for us? I'd love to. Picture? Okay, stay calm. What would Mishy do in this situation? Oh, he would stand between them, 100%. I don't even need to think about this. This is gonna go down as the day we finally met Mishy. Okay, smile for the camera. Everyone all ready? Say cheese. Thanks for all the help. Yeah, what she said. You're welcome. Here you are. Did I do okay? That was perfect, Lloyd. As the living symbol of the theme park, Mishy is, in and of himself, a walking attraction.
knowing that the impartial course of action in cases like these is to stand directly between the guests. Makes me proud to see you adapting so quickly to the ways of the Mishylamite.
I'm honored, I think. Well, as long as you have Tio with you, I think you'll be fine. Good luck, you two. We'll be keeping an eye out. Yeah, you have fun on your date. We'll have fun on ours. No, we will not. Yeesh, at least let me buy you a Bell Cola before you shut me down. Oh, okay then. Let's try not to let them or anyone else down.
Yes, off to the next location.
Sorry for the delay, everyone. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Mishy and Mishet are going to do the Mishy dance. Yay, Mishy! Here we go, the dance routine. Oh, starting to tense up.
Should be fine. The Mishy dance is usually improvised anyway. There are some guidelines, but I'm sure you will manage if you use common sense.
Guidelines, huh? That's right, they gave us a manual about that before the job. I can just recall what it said. Okay, everyone, all together now. Mishy and Mishet, bring it home. Here we go. Are you ready, Tio? Remember, dance with passion and pizzazz. Roger. It makes sense that they would use the game song here. Now for Mishy's catchphrase. Mishy is love, Mishy is life, Jesus. Make it Wishy with Mishy.
I knew you could do it, Lloyd. You have attained total Mish-lightenment.
Having fulfilled his role to perfection. Yeah, I think we managed to pull that one off.
Well done. Dancing in a mascot costume was more daunting than I had realized.
Say that again, I'm burning up in here. How does the usual guy do this every day? He must be made of some real stern stuff.
I would imagine so.
Hey, Mishy, Mishet! Oh, it's you, Mr. Hanks. Good job out there, kids. You did great. Mishet's been all anybody's been talking about today. The park guests couldn't get enough of her.
Of me? Really?
Yep, they said the whole cool and aloof shtick Mishet would lapse into around Mishy drove them wild. Maybe this is a sign that we should sit down and rethink Mishet's entire character. Huh, fancy that.
I am happy to be of service. Incidentally, have you heard back from the usual actor?
I almost forgot, he just came in a little while ago. He said that he wanted to meet you. You should find him waiting in the locker room when you get back. Thanks again for all your help. It's not much, but I hope you'll accept this. We'd be happy to. Thank you, Mr. Hanks. Ready to head back inside, Tio?
Yes, let's. Mishet mode disengage. I am drenched in sweat.
I think that was the most effort you've ever given on a support request. You did good out there, Tio.
Perhaps. But your Mihi mimicry was exceptionally superb, Lloyd. It was an honor and a privilege to share the Mishy dance with you.
Come on, you're gonna make me blush. Anyway, I think it's about time we rejoin the others. Is the usual Mishy actor still not here yet?
Not that I've seen. He appears to be running late.
Yeah, sorry to keep you kids waiting. He's gonna be in costume, isn't he? We don't get to see who he is. Oh. Excuse me for that. Better out than in, though, eh? Turns out the pills I've been taking don't work unless I have them after a meal. Give to breakfast, too, so I wound up wolfing down to lunch like you wouldn't believe. Anyhow, is my costume in that locker? This is gonna be a gross old man. What's with the looks? You ain't ever seen a professional mascot before? Come to think of it, I feel like I recognize your faces from somewhere or another. Well, whatever, I owe you kids big time. Can't have Michelin Wonderland without Mishy, after all. Nice work filling in for me, boyo. Oops, would you look at the time? Gotta get changed and prepped for the afternoon shift. Transformation complete! I don't know what his voice is supposed to sound like. Thanks again, mister. You two little missy. You say you sure really saved my fur. Oh. That's not a very good Mickey voice. You can leave the rest to me. Me hee hee. What a pro. His voice sounded like a shifted 3-whole. Oh, it is supposed to be high-pitched. Shifted 3-whole octaves. Guy's the real Mishy, no doubt about it, but when out of costume. He's not even from the same universe. Well, that was something. I feel like we just uncovered one of Crossbell's dirtiest secrets. Anyway, let's go meet up with the others, shall we? She's probably traumatized. That's probably very true. Like, people who are mascots, they're probably just like gruff and tumble weirdos. She probably hasn't said a word since we left. Yo, Lloyd, something happened to TLoH? She's been like that ever since we got back on the cruise ship. You're right, it's like she's staring off into space, eyes empty.
I believe that's what we call the look of desolation.
Well, let's just say she's been through a lot today. Dear, are you sick? Should we take you to see a doctor?
No, I will survive. I was a bit bewildered, but I believe I managed to come to terms with it. This is merely a single rung on the ladder to adulthood.
Everyone's like, what? What did you do, Lloyd? I gotta switch chairs again. I still don't understand why holding a controller hurts my fucking back. There's something about where it's sitting at rest and my back is like, nope. Big pain. Like, it boggles my mind, because, like, there isn't a single thing in my life right now that causes me back pain. But holding a controller in my lap does. What the actual fuck? It's so weird. I kind of want to catch some snow crabs. Some cassigans. Amorca Residential. Oh, this one's in the harbor. So I could crab a few of these. I could crabs. I'm gonna go crab some. I think that was just regular rod. I just need an earthworm. So many as well. I also just need like a quick voice break. Like, I'll catch 4 or 5. I'll try using a few. I just want the options. I'm definitely gonna be able to find a few new fish with the Viking rod. I believe I've gone to every fishing hole and tried every bait with every rod. I don't like that there's too many options. I'd rather go to a fishing hole that doesn't have a lot of other stuff. I can't do the Michelin. Unless I can just go to Michelin whenever I want. And Geofront. Maine's Waterfall. That's the one that's lower down. Although that's also the only one on the road. Isn't that where the fucking Lord guy is now, though? Might be. But I'd rather go to a fishing hole that doesn't have a ton of other fish with that bait. I don't want to sit here fishing 30-something times just to catch snow crabs. Okay, I can't just go to Michelin. Let's go to West Street first. Why are you down here? Oh, it's just you guys. You scared me. I thought you were Momo for a second. Ryu, this is part of the SSS building. You can't just slip in like you own the place. Come on, Lloyd. Sharing is caring. Now do your pal Ryu a solid and keep quiet about where I'm hiding, okay? Don't be a narc. I'm in the middle of an all-out hide-and-seek war with Henry and Momo right now. Don't be a narc, this is the cop. Momo will find us this time. I once played hide-and-seek at a friend's house. And I hid in this one spot. It was like this really weird closet where you would go up the stairs and then immediately turn around and there'd be a room. And so part of the closet was like going up on like the slanted part of the roof along the stairs, but it also had like a really long section that went along the entire side of the staircase along the second floor. Why? I don't fucking know. It was a really weird closet. But it was so deep that it was just pitch black. And I decided to hide in there at the very end of it. And they couldn't find me for a while. And then one of them actually went into that closet to look for me. And I could see him. There was just enough, because he was blocking light, so I could see like his silhouette. And he got like this far away from me. And I could see him, and I could kind of see like, I want to say like it was almost like a horror thing, like a pinpoint of light in one of his eyes. And I could just hear like gentle breathing. And I just like sat there, and I'm just like trying not to breathe. He did not find me. He was right in front of me, looking right at me. Didn't know I was there. It was that dark. I'm surprised he didn't see like a pin light in my eye, because there was some light from the outside that coming in. But I guess it was so dark, he just like couldn't see me. And I sat there long enough that they kind of stopped playing, and they were like, "Where are you here? Did you leave the house?" I eventually just reappear. I'm like, "Wow, you couldn't find me, huh?" And they're like, "Where were you?" I sort of just refused to tell them. I was like, "I'll never tell." Kind of hoping they'd have like an upgraded, bread for today. What is the time left on food one? Medium. Okay, so that can wait. It does it have a record of everyone's favorite? I think it does. Tio. I have gone through this before. So we have Tio, Randy, Noel, tender cutlet sandwich at Morg's Bakery on West Street. It even says the dish is still being fine-tuned, so maybe we wait until tomorrow. Wazzy. And Lloyd. This one is my recommendation, so this is Lloyd. But yeah, we don't have Ellie's yet. I have a feeling it's going to be the bakery. It could be St. Ursula's as well, though. That said they weren't ready for it. Oh yeah, I couldn't even try it. Maybe I can try the one today. I don't know. Either way, I'm probably going to wait until it says short, which would be tomorrow, which means there is a day 3. But that also means the bakery should have like the upgraded, food. Saying upgraded like it's a thing. to upgrade. Improve? I don't know. Is that... Do people ever say I upgraded the recipe? I don't think they do. I think they say I improved the recipe. New and improved, not new and upgraded. Don't remember if anyone comes walking in from outside of town. I don't think they do. Oh, where's the old couple? I was expecting them to be arguing again. They took a little road trip. Guess I'll see them at one of the gates. Maybe they'll be broken down on the road somewhere. I know that's the secret quest. Filing that away. If I don't see them at one of the gates, gotta search the roads. Bing, bing. He's upstairs again. Have I gone everywhere else? I think I have. At least on this map. I believe I have. There's just residential, the church, and then, you know, the rest of the entire state. There was a quest in one of these houses. I forget which house is Hayworth's house. I believe this was Hayworth's house right here. Go everywhere else real quick. I don't think anyone's got as much of a handle on this car as you, Reggie. That's why we wanted to make you our go-to driver from now on. Sound good? Oh, you really think I'm that great? Alright then, just leave it to me. I'm flooring it on the highway. It is nice, I'm not gonna lie. I've done that. Especially where I live, because the highways are extremely flat and extremely straight. So you just fucking go flying down in a straight line. Especially if you go on like one of the more like non-busy highway bits. Like not like the main highway, but like a side highway. You see no one. You can just fucking floor it if you really want to. I don't. I don't do it a lot. Like I don't go crazy. I don't go like 180 or something in terms of kilometers. I'm thinking kilometers here. I don't know the speed in miles. Like I don't go that fast. Because when I get to like when I get to 130 kilometers, I feel it. And I feel it in a way where it kind of worries me if I go any higher. Although I have accidentally gone to 140 before. Not realized. Oh, what's going on? I must prepare Master Henry a meal that will rejuvenate him after his long day of hard work. But what would be best, I wonder? How about lamb? Lamb is so good. Should get some lamb. I never buy lamb because it's more expensive than the other meats. Man, it's worth it. It's high in protein, yet low in calories. It's low in calories, is it? It also has a wonderful flavor. I'm sure he'd love it. I kind of want to Google that now. What a good idea. You're very knowledgeable, my lady. Please, Joanna, you don't have to praise me over a simple meal suggestion. Is it low in calories? Is it, would that be like a good, even though it's more expensive, but would that be a good, like, diet meat? I have been gaining weight for the last, like, 3 months. And it's mostly because I work from home, so I just sit in this chair all day. I would have thought I've committed to an exercise regimen, like, a lot more than I have in the past. For the last, I'm on week 8 or 9, which is long. That's about as long as I ever go before I give up, and I refuse to give up this time. I was hoping that would be enough to at least keep my weight down. It's not. My belly is getting like a little bit bigger every day. Be sad. Excuse us, you put in a request for the special support section? Oh, hello there, SSS. I can't tell you how glad I am that you're here to help with this again. Yes, thank you very much for coming. Can you tell us what's happened since yesterday, Chief Tolta? I understand there was a new development in the case. Yes, that's correct. I fear the situation is more dire than we originally thought. I'd like to discuss it in depth with you all right away. Would that be alright? Yeah, let's go. Right now is fine. Please fill us in on the details. You mentioned that the situation has changed since yesterday? That it has. Yesterday evening, I went to the Ash Tree Inn in another attempt to persuade Derek. I told him that Minith character was far too suspicious. Oh yeah, Minith is the guy. It's not a name for the word minute. It's just like they have Selge and Alms and Ilms and stuff. I was like, do they have one for time as well? Even though I've heard characters say minutes and hours. Told him that Minith character was far too suspicious, that he had to break ties with him. You didn't beat around the bush then, huh? Not for a second, but in the end, Derek still refused to listen. However, I did learn something new, so I hurried here to discuss the matter with Mr. Hayworth. Something new? Is Minith taking some form of action? What Chief Tola told me caught me off guard, if I may be frank. Minith's grip on the village is far tighter than we had given it credit for. Would you mind elaborating? From what we learned yesterday, several villagers already trust him. Has it gone further than that? Well, you see, Minith has not only secured the private property on Old Armarca Road, but also the deeds to numerous plots and fields in the village itself. He what? Shocking as that is, one question comes to mind. How was he able to pull off something that big? Good question. From what we know, Minith pitched a plan to increase Armarca's lotus production, as he puts it. By slowly accumulating deeds to the villagers' farmlands, he could expand the lotus fields and streamline their harvests. Moreover, management of the plots themselves would be contracted to the Quincy Company to reduce the required labor. It does line up with what we heard yesterday. At first blush, it sounds like a pretty good deal for the villagers. Yeah, too good to be true. As long as those deeds are in Minith's hands, he can abuse the land in any way he wants. There's no coming back from that. How did he get the deeds in the first place? Who's giving them deeds to their land? Indeed, the man cannot be trusted by any means. He had solely focused on that private property of ours. Even the worst case scenario wouldn't be too terrible. But now that he's using plots of land within the village, the result could be catastrophic. You guys might be shit out of luck when it comes to breaking that contract, though. That's where you come in. If you can expose him, then perhaps the contract can be voided. I know there's nothing criminal happening on the surface here, but even still, can we ask you to look into this? Well, the SSS has never actually been all that beholden to CPD protocol. Our job is to support the citizens when they request it. You've given us enough reason to find Minith suspicious, so we'll gladly help. Thank you, Detective Bannings. All of you have been our village's guardian angels. Where should we begin the investigation? I'm at a bit of a loss on that myself. Me too. It's not as if we have any smoking guns to look into. True. In that case, why not ask Ian for assistance? You mean Mr. Grimwood? Yes, granted, we're only working off our suspicions at the moment, but if you explain the situation to Ian, he may be able to find a trace of something illicit in Minith's actions. Sounds like a good idea. Even a shred of evidence against Minith would be a good starting point for the investigation. I should warn you, though, Ian's been incredibly busy ever since the mayor advocated for our independence. There's no guarantee he'll have the time to see you. Only one way to find out, off to the Grimwood Law Office. Maybe we'll catch him, maybe we won't. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Now let's go pay him a visit. We'll leave it to you then. I'll ask my business associates if they've heard any rumors about Minith or the Quincy Company. We would appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. You're the only ones I can count on. So powerless in all of this. It's just pathetic of me. Don't worry, Chief Tolta. We'll handle it from here. You just sit tight and relax. And maybe pray to the goddess for good luck while you're at it. Very well. I'll be waiting for you. Expose him for the monster heals. We have honey, yay! Meanwhile, my honey in the pantry crystallized, which is just annoying. I don't know if there's a way to prevent it. I know you can just warm it up to re-liquefy it, but then it just crystallizes again, like relatively quickly. Never seen its owner visit the cathedral. I don't think he ever leaves his studio. Much less the cathedral. I think these kids have said the exact same things since chapter 2. Children are only motivated to learn something if they're interested in it. That's pretty true. That was the hardest part about high school and well, public school in general is if you are interested, most of the time everyone else isn't, and so you don't. It's like it's so much harder. Like if you actually want to learn, it's fucking impossible because the teacher's so busy trying to keep everyone like trying to keep everyone focused that you're not really learning that much. I think it can be a bit of a culture shock when kids that, you know, do want to learn things, they go to university and suddenly they're surrounded by people that are actually trying, at least a lot more than high school. And then it's just like, oh, okay. Oh, hello everyone. Glad to see you again, Reese. Thank you again for the information you provided us yesterday. Happy that I could help. So what brings you here today? Well, actually, Rosenberg's studio. I'm aware that it has some sort of connection to the society. That's Graal's intel for you, I guess. It's my understanding that Georg Rosenberg is a reasonable man who knows right from wrong. Still, that doesn't change the fact that he has ties with Ouroboros. I urge you to exercise caution if you intend to meet with him. Don't worry, we will. Thanks for looking out for us, Reese. We've gotten a lot of warnings from the game. Being like, don't go unless you're ready. Make sure you're ready. I have a feeling something big is going to happen. It's not the end of chapter 3, though. I know that. I didn't go in the church. That's Juju, right? Juju! I like that name. Cerise carries a copy of the Testaments with her at all times. You can find her poring over it at nearly every moment she has to spare. Probably because she's finding things that are real within it. Being like, where was that passage again? It's essentially like an encyclopedia for all the crazy shit she deals with. That would be a neat campaign idea for D&D. If you had players with characters that wanted to be a little more on the religious side, you can have a secret religion within the religion. Oh, yesterday. I just remembered you all came by to see me yesterday, didn't you? Was there something you wanted to ask me about? There was, but don't worry about it. It wasn't important. From what we heard yesterday, pleroma grass is a sensitive subject within the church. Probably best not to bring it up with her. Really now? Well, if you insist. Just know that I'm always happy to help whenever I'm available. Don't be afraid to come to your old teacher now and then. She's a teacher through and through, that's for sure. Good teachers are like that. They always just want to be helpful to people. I don't remember if they said anything else, but like before going to Ian, talk about the quest. Oh, Mr. Grimwood.
We were afraid you might have been out of your office.
Oh, yes, I was just in the middle of taking a much-needed break. Sorry, usually I have time to mute before a sneeze hits me, but I mean, really fast. But it would seem you're in desperate need of my counsel. Is it really that obvious? I've seen those looks on your faces coming through my door countless times by now. Please take a seat. I might be busy, but I'm happy to lend you an ear. Our apologies, and thank you. I don't know, like, how is he getting... Is he just convincing the villagers to hand over the deeds? He's like, oh, I'll give you all this stuff. You give me the deed to your land. I see, this is quite a predicament the village has found itself in. A case such as this would typically be a top priority for me, but as you know, I've been busy this past week drafting up a preliminary constitution for the mayor. I apologize, but I won't have the time to handle this case personally.
That's unfortunate, but we understand.
We suspected that would be the case, still, even just a consultation would be helpful. Very well, I'll give you any advice I can while you're here. Appreciate it, Mr. Grimwood. So, do you have any insight on this? At this point, there's no evidence of Minith engaging in any unlawful activity. At least as far as we can tell. Is there something we're missing? I do have one idea. Damn, already? Possibly. An Erebonian contact of mine once provided me with some reference material for a very similar case. Though I can't say the circumstances are an exact match. Any lead that could help us with the investigation is a good one. If you think this other case is worth mentioning, we'd be happy to hear about it. Very well, I can hardly refuse you all. From what I can recall, several years ago, a man visited the estate of an Erebonian baron. He introduced himself as Rittner, an enterprising businessman working for a famous brewing company. Rittner presented the baron with an opportunity to become rich beyond his wildest dreams, and quickly at that. He proposed that the baron's barley fields, which had been passed down the family for generations, be used to establish a brewery. The facilities would be constructed on the barony, and his family would be responsible for managing them. That was the idea, anyway. Hold on a second.
Wait, you're telling us... What you're telling us is awfully reminiscent of what's going down in Armorica.
The baron accepted the deal and signed Rittner's contract. Then, under the pretense of constructing the brewery, the fields and a portion of the baron's land were temporarily transferred to Rittner. Moreover, the baron converted his assets into capital for the sake of getting the business off the ground. However, Rittner soon disappeared with both the deeds and the capital, never to be seen again. The hell? The baron and his family panicked after suddenly losing contact with Rittner. At the time, they had no idea of the gravity of what was about to unfold. To their shock and surprise, they learned Rittner had sold the deeds to a third party. The land was to be repurposed into a villa resort. Today it stands as part of a suburb instead. In the end, the baron's family racked up a substantial debt. For long, they had lost their entire territory. What's her name? The one I thought that was evil, which it could still be. This is Muse's family. That the family was stripped of their rank and they vanished without a trace. Damn, that's one hell of a story. That man conned them into giving up their property and sold it right under their noses. Who would even do such a thing? Your investigation immediately reminded me of that case. One person lies to earn another's trust before running off with a large fortune. It's a common strategy for committing fraud. Fraud?
In this case, it's the same. Then Minith may not be a Quincy Company employee at all. He would simply be a con man trying to swindle Armorica for all they're worth.
Precisely. I can't say for certain that's the case here, but I'm concerned it might be. I agree, there are too many parallels between the story and our case. It'd be best if we shifted our focus to investigating this as a potential act of fraud. That changes the kinds of leads we should be looking into. Exactly, as far as Minith goes, there are two major areas that stand out to me as suspicious. First, that plan of his. We need to find out whether or not he's actually done anything to establish this Armorican honey company.
Probably figure that out by following the mirror trail. You'd have to apply for a bank loan to open a business in Crossbell. If it's all a sham, then we'll find the evidence we need at the IBC.
The other point of concern is whether Minith's actually an employee of the Quincy Company. The Quincy Company's headquarters aren't in Crossbell though, so that'll be a little tougher to ferret out. I may be able to help with that. We should try stopping by my grandfather's home.
The McDowell estate, why?
Should be a brochure about the Quincy Company there. It outlines how the company operates. We may be able to find some useful information. What's something like that doing in your Gramps' pad, Mademoiselle? Well, because I happen to enjoy making sweets, alright? Once took an interest in the Quincy Company, so I ordered one of their brochures. Last I recall, it was on a shelf in my old bedroom. Again, I doubt a simple brochure would have all the information we need. I wouldn't be so quick to discount the possibility. It's official Quincy Company material. You might be able to find something that conflicts with what Minith said. Never hurts to cover all your bases. Agreed. Let's drop by the McDowell estate too to see how it pans out. Thanks for all the invaluable advice, Mr. Grimwood. Because of you, we finally have some leads to chase down. Always happy to be of service. Just to confirm, you said you were using the Hayworth residence as a base of operations, yes? Yeah, we are. Very well then, I'll lend you my help with this case for as long as time permits me. Though unfortunately, I can't make any promises given my other responsibilities. That's not a problem at all, you've already helped us immensely. It's nice having a professional in the neighborhood we can lean on. I'll try to meet up with you at the Hayworths later. Good luck with your investigation until then. Thanks, Mr. Grimwood. Okay, let's get this investigation underway. To start, we'll need to go to the IBC and look into Minith's plan regarding the Armorican Honey Company. It'll be a good idea to swing by the McDowell estate for that brochure, too. Something in there might contradict Minith's words. It gives us a total of 2 leads to follow up on. Roger, we won't rest until we find that evidence. True. They won't rest. But I will. I'm debating. I think I'm gonna call it here for trails for the night. I might switch to something else or I'll stop streaming. I will decide on my break. Be right back.